everyone, my name is the Squishy Victini, and I am back. I have been off of YouTube for about 2 months, over 2 months. I've been gone for a while, but I'm back, and I'm ready to really commit more to this channel, first and foremost. Actually, really commit at all to this channel. It was really kind of an afterthought before, but now I really want to put a lot of attention into it, a lot of focus, a lot of effort. And to start that off, I have a new league for you guys. I have the Cosmos. I know it says Super over here. I thought that was the name of the league while I made this thumbnail, and I was too lazy to re-record and everything. So, it's the Cosmos. The league is called the Cosmos with Commissioner, the one and only Mirage. And I'm really excited to start off this league. It's a standard points draft league. 115 points, 3 Z users of any choice, and just standard bans, standard unbans. And yeah, I'm really excited to get into this draft analysis video. I was the 10th pick of the draft, which really isn't ideal, but I was surprisingly able to get something pretty strong that I was very excited to have, which was Mega Lopunny. Now, Mega Lopunny is a mon that I have never used before, actually. I've always wanted to use it. I've seen so many great drafts drafted around it. I've lost to it multiple times, and I really just want to use it. It seems so strong. Like, pretty average natural bulk, but the 136 speed, 135 attack, I believe. Might be the other two are flipped. In any case, amazing speed, amazing attack, pretty good coverage, and the scrappy ability means that its high jump kicks and returns are just going to be hitting everything neutrally. This thing is such a nuke. After like +1 off a power-up punch, this thing can just win the entire game for you. It's really going to be the centerpiece of my team. It's what I'm building my squad around, trying to support this thing with a lot of ways to do with those pesky fairies, to deal with opposing Scarfers, so I'm going to be trying to get a lot of knockoff from this team. And overall, I'm just really trying to center the team around allowing Lopunny to shine, and I really hope I can do that. So, to that end, I am grabbing something to stop the status that might plague my Lopunny sweeps, Tapu Fini. Now, Tapu Fini is an extremely strong fairy and water that is super underrated in my opinion, that I've used multiple times in the past. Now, in this league, it was placed at 14 points, which everybody assured me was the normal point value, but for me, that is worth it. I love Tapu Fini. It is so strong. Just has really solid coverage. Also has great support in Taunt, Defog, Haze. It does lack recovery, which is its major downfall, but other than that, decent offensive capabilities, amazing natural bulk, really solid defensive typing, and not a bad offensive typing either. In addition, of course, the Misty Terrain will be stopping the status that might be plaguing my team, as my team is pretty toxic and, yeah, pretty status weak. So I'm really excited to have this thing on the squad. Great bulky water. Maybe I'll get in a few sweeps with the Common Iron Defense set, my favorite Tapu Fini set. But overall, it's just a really strong, consistent, bulky mon. And I'm glad to have what is, in my opinion, the best bulky water option in the entire draft besides, well, Manaphy. So going into the next round, I knew I really needed to get something that can set up. Setup is such a strong part of all of my drafts. I also wanted a lot of momentum, which is another center point of most of my drafts, which I didn't have yet. So I was pretty excited to be able to grab at 13 points, Scizor. Now, Scizor is a mon I have used many times in the past in so many different roles. It has been my primary setup sweeper. I've used it Scarfed, I've used it Banded, I've used it Life Orb, I've used a really bulky Toxic Roost set. It has Defog, it has great coverage, it has agility. It is just such a versatile offensive threat, and with pretty great natural bulk to boot, and its only weakness being fire, which is really well covered by the squad that I'm putting together. So I'm just really excited to have Scizor on the squad, and it's a pretty strong Pokemon at 13 points in my opinion. So moving on to the 4th round, I decided to grab the one and only Hydreigon. I love Hydreigon. Mixed capabilities, amazing coverage, U-turn, decent natural bulk, great special attack. It's a great wall breaker, it's a great Scarf user, it's a great Specs user, it's great with Life Orb, also has Roost for recovery, has Defog for removal, gets Thunder Wave. It just has access to so much, so many useful moves in the game, and it is also really complements my Tapu Fini and my Scizor and my Fairy Dragon Steel Core here. and I really tried to make a point of not drafting a dragon type that relies on Dragon Stab, so it wouldn't be hindered too much by Tapu Fini. And I really think that Hydreigon doesn't really rely on Draco just to dish out damage, as its coverage is so vast and so useful. So I'm really excited to have this thing on the team, completing my Fairy Dragon Steel core, and really starting off a pretty strong draft. This also, I would like to note, is my first of 3 Z users. So any Z move, I can use it on this thing, or my 2 other Z mons. So moving on to the next round, I really needed hazards. I don't have rocks yet, and I really always underdraft in my hazards and hazard removal, so I felt like I really want to pick a point of that. I already have 3 removers, so pretty good on that front, but I really need stealth rocks, and I also really need, another really powerful offensive threat, and that's going to be your boy, Mamoswine. Mamoswine is a great Pokemon. Another mon that really covers the fire weakness of Scizor, in that I will have no, so ice types normally would be weak to fire, of course, but here it's not going to be weak to fire because of the thick fat ability. So that's just another thing that doesn't have to worry about what Scizor has to worry about. This thing is so strong. As a Scarfer with 80 speed, it really hits a nice speed tier there, outspeeding pretty much everything in the format. Amazing attack, of course, with 130 with a Life Orb or Choice Band. This thing hits like an absolute truck. Great reliable priority in Ice Shard. Going to be able to stop a lot of sweeps there. And of course, just standard Stealth Rocks. It's a pretty great lead. It's great late game, and I'm just really excited to have this strong threat on the team. So, moving on to the next round, I decided I wanted more hazards, and one thing that Mega Lopunny loves is Toxic Spikes. They are so good, especially with Tapu Fini on the team. It's a great way to status my opposing team. So I decided to grab Nihilego. Now, Nihilego is a very interesting Pokemon for me. I haven't really had much success with it in the past, and everybody's saying it's such a great mon, you should try it out again. So I decided to go for Nihilego here. Now, Nihilego is another Stealth Rock setter, as well as Toxic Spikes, but perhaps more importantly, it's an amazing special sweeper that I didn't really have yet. With the Beast Boost ability, if I slap a Choice Scarf on this thing, it's going to be outspeeding everything, and after a Beast Boost, I can really just steamroll the opposing team. Has amazing coverage, access to knockoff if I really need it, but more importantly, just stab, Sludge Bomb, Power Gem, has Thunderbolt, has Grass Knot, it has, it just has, of course, Hidden Powers. If it needs, it has access to Psychic and Psyshock. It just has so many moves at its disposal that are so strong against, and really cover my other Pokemon's weaknesses. So overall, I think my squad is looking pretty good so far. Really, focusing and building around Mega Lopunny to see what that thing can do. So moving on to the 7th round, we're getting sort of down to my last points, and I decided to grab another Stealth Rock setter, as well as something that's going to keep working on my Fire, Water, Grass core, and that is going to be Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak is a Pokemon that I haven't really heard much about. I haven't seen it used that much. I haven't used it in the past. So I wanted to try it out. It's something new, it's something innovative, and with the Thick Club, this thing hits like an absolute truck. This thing hits like a small fighter jet. It is so strong. Base 80 attack with a Thick Club. This thing is going to be OHKOing so many mons on the opposing side of the field. And if I can manage to get Trick Room up with one of my later mons, I will be able to potentially sweep my opposing team. And even if I can't, this thing has pretty solid natural bulk, Stealth Rocks, Will-O-Wisp, and it's just a pretty solid mon at 10 points. So moving on to the 8th round, I decided to grab Tangela, my little ramen noodle ball. Now, I got the big ramen noodle ball, Tangrowth, sniped for me earlier in the draft, and it was at 11 points, so I really wasn't surprised that it didn't fall to me. But, at 4 points, Tangela is really strong. Now, with an Eviolite, that base 115 defense becomes so strong, and it really, it almost uses physical defense better than Tangrowth because it doesn't need to rely on a Assault Vest for Spadef while sacrificing the physical defense. It can boost both. Still has access to all the same moves. That would be useful. 100 special attack is nothing to be scoffed at, and at 4 points, it's a really strong Pokemon. for what it is. And Regenerator is also, really nice for some longevity. And it also finishes off my Fire, Water, Grass core. So moving into the 9th round, it's crunch time. I need to fill out my types, my roles on my team. And one thing that I'm kind of lacking is a ground immunity. So I have Hydreigon, but my team is very ground weak. Like, Nihilego is a pretty integral part of my team. It's 4 times weak. A little Marowak is weak to it. Even Scizor doesn't love ground types, so I decided to grab my electric type for the grass. Rotom Fan. Rotom Fan is a bit of an interesting mon. It is extremely underrated. You never see it. And then I played against it in the PDDL against Mysterious Player, who's also in this league, and it was a problem. Even my +2 X control could do nothing against this thing. It has the same bulk as all the other Rotom forms, same stats as all the other Rotom forms, same moves barring its type-specific move as the other Rotom forms. Its only downside is it really lacks an ability because, of course, Levitate Flying type does nothing. But overall, it's just a really strong Pokemon defensively with Will-O-Wisp. And with leftovers, this thing can last a long time and is really nice for my team. Really nice defensively and even offensively as a Scarfer, Specs user, great momentum, which I don't really have much of yet. So I'm pretty excited to have this thing on the squad. And going into the last round, I grabbed something that I wanted even in the 4th round, but I knew it would fall to me because at that point, a lot of people had their Psychic types already, and they really were moving on from that area of the draft. So I found that I could wait to the last round, and I was able to grab my last Z user, Necrozma. Another Stealth Rock user. It's just such a great Pokemon overall. It has recovery, it has setup, it has coverage, it has mixed capabilities, it has hazards. It is just so strong. It does so many things for my team, fills so many roles, and I can really see it becoming part of my defensive and offensive cores. I'm really excited to have this team overall. It looks really strong. Mega Lopunny filling out, my main offensive backbone. Tapu Fini, is just there for support and, as a dedicated answer to a lot of opposing mons, defensively and offensively. Scizor is, of course, there for momentum. Setup is just a really strong steel type. Really great Fairy Killer. Hydreigon, great Scarf user. U-turn, it just really provides a lot of momentum and a lot of breaking power for my team. Mamoswine, another strong breaker. Hazards, priority. Nihilego, another breaker, potential sweeper. Alola Marowak, potential sweeper with the trickery that Necrozma offers, and just rocks, Will-O-Wisp, a lot of good offensive support. Tangela is a really nice wall in certain situations. Rotom Fan, another pretty solid wall with Will-O-Wisp, and just great, long-lasting, bulky offense. And then Necrozma, which is just filling in the holes in my team, really giving me a bulky Psychic, and just closing out this new squad that I'm really excited to try out. It's a lot of mons I haven't used before, a lot of mons I have used before, so I'm really excited to see what I can do with it, and I'm excited to see how it goes. So that's going to be the team for the Cosmos Season 1. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you have, please do just take a couple seconds. Drop a like down below, and please hit the subscribe button. It takes a couple seconds, and it really means a lot to me. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I'm back after a long break, so I really want to dedicate a lot of time to this. So if you could show your support, that would be great. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.